understand the words you're saying, I'll be honest. Oh, rich people from the record industry. Young dudes together.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Of all of the people that I used to know, most never adjusted to the great big world. I see them lurking in bookstores, working for the public radio, carrying their babies around, the sack on their back, moving careful and slow. It's money that matters. Hear what I say. It's money that matters in the USA. All of these people are much brighter than I. In any fair system, they would flourish and thrive, but they barely survive. They eke out a living, they barely survive. When I was a young boy, maybe 13, I took a hard look around me, asked what does it mean? So I talked to my father, he didn't know. I talked to my friend, he didn't know. I talked to my brother, he didn't know. I talked to everybody that I knew. It's money that matters. You know that it's true. It's money that matters. Whatever you do. I talked to a man, lived up on the county line. I was washing his car with a friend of mine.
Uh-oh, there he goes. Hey, somebody go grab him, quick. Go get him. He's talking to dead people again.
I love how they all kind of don't know what to do every time Biden kind of wanders off. It's like, are you going to get him?
No.
Would we stand for sovereignty, freedom, and against tyranny?
He's a dictator.
Yes, we will. We will say it again. Yes, again and
He's
again
as bad
and again.
as Putin.
We're going to stand with Ukraine.
Thank you,
So
and
are
thanks
you.
to every American heart that does not betray freedom and supports
Freedom?
us.
Ukraine shaken.
You canceled the election.
Biden is wasting time,
You
energy,
jailed
and
your
resources
opponent.
on Ukraine. We're
You
seeing
killed
real
the
threats
news.
to our national security right here in our own hemisphere. A fleet of Russian warships right now are parked off the coast of Cuba. They're getting ready to hold military drills in the Caribbean.
Guilty, 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 guilty.
The ship's battle cry was heard by the media, and they went to work doing what they do best.
Apparently, the former president made reference to Hannibal Lecter and said, nice guy, quote, he even had a friend over for dinner. So we've seen Trump out on the campaign trail praising Hannibal Lecter. Apparently he did it again this morning. Not sure.
It was a movie. It's a joke.
We weren't inside the room.
Me. You want to know a secret? I'm not nice. I see things you people wouldn't believe. Took down Corn Pop with a rusty chain off the shoulder of Orion. I had an uncle eaten by cannibals near the Tannhauser Gate. All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in the rain. Time to die.
People with a cervix isn't trans-friendly enough.
I would just say to our viewers, strap in for this one. Top Cancer Charity. No, don't strap on. Top Cancer Charity apologises for using the word cervix instead of trans-friendly front hole. Come on! At least say traditional entrance or something. I mean, this is, by the way, I should give.
Front hole is where you put a VHS.
This is.
There's no one else pointing to the fact that
Around the field in Italy.
Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa! Put on the brakes! Put on the brakes! Not that one, it's the clutch! Welcome, welcome, boys and girls, children of all ages, hoofties, poofties, bung-eyed heifers, right and left wing wackos, woodchucks, and check-cats, kings, and queens of the Northeast Kingdom to another version of It's News to Us. And thanks, Philo. In the booth, we have Philo T. Farnsworth, College of Musical Knowledge, inventor of the modern American television. You can see him waving through the class. And you can see his drumming videos on YouTube at Terry DeFazio.
And when they're stinkers, I go to Rumble.
Yeah, same thing with me, too. It's like, what the hell? And we're Newport's oldest TV news watchers. New Q. Newport, Vermont, that is. And here's our wanderer-in-chief. What did they call him? Oh, man. Oh, for crying out loud.
Oh, for crying out softly?
Yeah. Anyways, he's the wanderer-in-chief. Get off my lawn. And, there's a cadaver-in-chief with the reflective sunglasses right there. And we're all-inclusive here at our little studio. And we cater to men, women, all welcome here. Just wash your damn hands. And defund the police? No, we're not defunding the police. As a matter of fact, they were in the parking lot when I pulled in, Terry.
What were they doing here?
They were giving somebody a ticket because they didn't have any plates on their car, not even a paper one.
Aha! Would that be a sign that maybe it's an illegal or stolen car?
Yeah, well, they drove right. He let them go. He ticketed them, and he let them go, and they drove across the street and went up the hill to that apartment or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And you know what? We're done with the wars, okay? These forever wars. I was going to tell you that they did a poll at Charlie Kirk's thing there in Detroit last week, and 98% of the people polled did not want any more money spent in Ukraine. And last but not least, thanks, Philo. Last but not least, there's your climate crisis, as Joe Bite Me calls it. And there's a website you can go to. I got a couple more good websites for you, too. But, it's just, it's getting out of hand. And we got a bunch of news this week. As a matter of fact, we're almost on, we're doing the show early this week, thanks to Philo and Toddster for letting me come in early. We're supposed to have a heat wave. I mean, a heat wave. It's a heat wave for Vermont. It'd be another day at Disneyland or Disney World in Florida, because it's supposed to be in the high 90s or something by Wednesday.
I was talking to my son yesterday, and he said they had 108 out there.
Where?
St. George, Utah.
Yeehaw! I know where that is.
Yep, he moved out of L.A. Thankfully, that place is really oh my goodness, what's going on here?
Ooh, it's the Hummers. But anyways, now I can't hear anything. But I guess
something is weird going on here, Steve.
Yeah, I can hear you though. You're okay now.
Okay, how about now? You got it?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, something strange.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it's strange.
But Wednesday is Juneteenth.
Yeah, I know.
That's right. That's when all us old people can take out our teeth. That's when you go down and you see your local dealer and you get a teenth because you can't afford an 8-ball. And, man, it's crazy. Oh, yeah. There's the Center for Immigration Studies. If you go on this website, CIS.org, okay? It's the Center for Immigration Studies. They got They got an investigation that they've been working on for years since Biden opened up the borders, Philo, about these direct flights into our country. There are 460. It's still working. There are 460,000 last year, Philo.
I'm not surprised, are you?
500,000 people almost. They flew into this country directly from other countries, from 77 different countries.
Hey, if they want to send us some Swedish women, I don't mind.
It's funny that you mentioned that. They actually did. They actually did have some flights from Norway and Iceland, and you can see all the countries of origin at CIS.org.
So what's the problem with the Swedes?
Yeah, nothing. I guess they let in too many Muslims, so they let in too many Muslims into the Nordic countries, so the Nordic people are going to come here.
I can see that happening.
Yeah, that'd be great.
If I was invaded by Akbars, I'd move too.
Yeah, man. Well, we are. They got to go home. All of them. All these people have got to go. Go, go, go. If you can't support yourself, okay, you go. That's the way it's always been in this country. You have to have a sponsor. You have to have someone sign, for you that in case you got hurt or indigent or poor, that you would take care of them, not the government. If you became a ward of the friggin' state, then that was it. But anyways, CIS.org, I said, and 63% of people polled like last week before, want to see U.S. troops at the border to stop the friggin' tide, the terrible tide from entering this country.
Well, isn't that what our National Guard is for?
Yeah, well, I don't care who it is, as long as they give them rifles with plenty of ammunition. If that's what they do in Argentina, they've got troops all along the border with the other countries that border Argentina, and if you don't come through in the ports of entry, man, you get shot. A lot of countries are like that. Oh, this is today's the anniversary of that submarine accident last year. Remember?
Oh yeah, what happened?
They were going down. A bunch of rich people paid a lot of money to go down and see the Titanic.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Got crushed like a tin can underneath a semi. Yeah, it's wild. And there's supposedly, I saw on the news today, there's a company called Boom out of North Carolina that's going to start manufacturing SSTs again, Philo.
Imagine that.
Yeah, and he said they're going to make them cheap enough so that a ticket from say Paris from New York City to Paris would be in an SST, supersonic transport, where you could actually go up. You could see the curvature of the Earth. It would be the ticket price would be comparable to what they charge for a business class ticket or first class ticket now.
Huh.
So they say. It's out of Greensboro, North Carolina, and he said that they're 3 years away from having their first flights. Oh man, there's a great clip on the internet from Jerry Seinfeld, Philo.
Okay.
Yeah, he's doing a shtick, of course, because he's Jewish. He must be guilty of something, right? And
maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, according to these friggin' Muslim sympathizers, these Hamas holes we've got here in this country. So anyways, he's doing a show somewhere, and this heckler starts going on about friggin' Israel and Gaza and yada, yada, yada. And so Seinfeld just takes him apart, man. Just rips him apart piece by piece. Says, yeah, I'm sure that the Hamas and the other people in the Palestinian Authority have sent you all the way over here to attend a comedy show, and then therefore by heckling the comedian you will have solved the problem of Middle East peace.
Yeah. Yep, that'll do it.
That'll do it, man. You did it. Congratulations. Come on up on stage. He just dismantled this kid, man. Dismantled him.
I like the one where you had the LGBTQ RSTC3PO group saying how much they supported the Palestinians and this and this and this, until somebody reminded them that you would be killed or imprisoned if you were in that state. And they look and they go, what? What?
Yeah. They, I mean, in the Bible, in the Old Testament, under Leviticus.
Leviticus Maximus?
Leviticus Maximus, yep.
Yeah, biggest dickus.
Yeah, biggest dickus. You can get stoned to, you have to be stoned to death for like adultery, for eating pork, for eating lobsters or any other seafood without fins or scales, for using the name of Jehovah. There's a whole bunch of things, and you can also get stoned to death for being queer.
Yep, that's right.
But we don't enforce it, okay? There isn't a Christian church, well, maybe one or two in like sub-Saharan Africa.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, they're still after witches and stuff.
Just like we were back in the 1600s, 1700s, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, even back then, Philo, if you were, if there were always a couple of old biddies who never got married, and this is that died suddenly. It's a documentary on Rumble. You can see it. Anyways, I won't mention anything more about it, except for you can see what this guy is doing. Okay, you have to go to Rumble and Died Suddenly and see it yourself, because if I mention anything about this, I'll probably get stricken.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, but we don't enforce it. Okay. But the Muslim countries, they do. And we saw that when ISIS took over, or ISIL, whatever they were calling themselves, the Islamic State in the Levant, ISIL, ISIS, whatever. But where they were throwing gays off the roof, there was video of them stoning a woman to death for adultery. So, yeah, you gays for Palestine? I don't think so. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, and just to show you what an average friggin' guy he is, man. Chuck Schumer over the weekend, I guess, he tweeted out a picture of him grilling on his deck or something, Philo, right?
Yeah.
And it shows him with standing over this cooker, gas grill or whatever, and the lid's up, and it shows a friggin' raw hamburger with cheese on it, Philo.
Okay.
And somebody noticed it and said, "What in the hell? You don't put the cheese on until like 2 minutes before you take the thing off the grill." I mean, anybody who's ever used a grill would know that, right?
Yeah, either that or you put the burger on a bun and you put the cheese on it, it'll melt right into it.
Yeah.
Either way.
But if you put the cheese on a raw burger and then cooked it on both sides, what do you think would happen?
It must be some sort of a delicacy we don't know about, Steve.
He's an alien, man. Mm-hmm. He's not human. And speaking of which, you remember when he attacked the Supreme Court a couple years ago? They're doing that again. He stood on the steps of the Supreme Court and says, and called him out by name. "You, Gorsuch, you raped the wind, sowed the wind, now you're going to reap the whirlwind." Huh? He was going after him by name. And next thing you know, you've got these punks and demonstrators showing up outside the Supreme Court justices' homes, with guns and knives and stuff.
Yeah, it's gotten so bad now that political people use the courts to wage their own wars, which has never been done before, and it should never be done.
Well, the Supreme Court is the third branch of government and has been since the founding. You know?
Yeah, but you're not supposed to sig the courts on your political opponents for any old reason.
The lower court, sure.
Which is what is happening now. I don't like this guy, so we're gonna file a lawsuit against him, or we're gonna indict him for something. It's like, it's stupid.
Well, that Fannie Willis, Alvin Bragg, the guy in New York City, and Letitia James, or whatever her name is, in New York City, and I think Fannie Willis too in Atlanta, they all campaigned. You know, these are elected offices in some states, most states, and they campaigned on going after Trump.
Yep, that's right.
I mean, that's just insane. So now they're after the Supreme Court because this is the first time in 2 generations that the court has leaned to the right. Okay, the last time that it was originalist constitutionalist was in the 1920s, and then FDR came along, and that was the end of that, mister. It's been a bastion of liberal. They practically made their own laws, like with abortion. They just whooped up rights out of thin air. And now we're getting some rights back, especially with like firearms. Suppressors, flash suppressors are not silencers, and the ATF doesn't have any authority to ban them anyways. What part of keep and bear arms shall not be infringed don't you people get? You know what I mean?
I want to keep and arm bears.
Yeah, arm the bears.
I'd be safer. Did you see this stupid question they asked women? Would you rather be alone in the woods with a man or with a bear? And these women are all saying a bear. Oh my gosh! Sure, right. You'd last a half a second.
Especially if it was a hungry bear.
Yep. Or one with little cubs around.
Yeah. Then they'd just kill you for the sport of it. Yeah. So it's crazy. This is the third branch of government. Okay. Don't screw with it. Oh, and right now, we've mentioned this before on the show a bunch of times. They're having the so-called peace conference in Geneva, I think, where they're gonna confiscate Russia's U.S. bonds that Russia bought and paid for, and then give the money or the interest on that money to the Ukraine, that little dictator in the Ukraine. Now, what's the difference between that guy in the Ukraine and Putin, Philo?
The size of his army.
Yeah, really. Okay. What's their first names?
So you got Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, you have Vladimir Putin, and Zelensky's first name is?
I can't remember now.
Volodymyr.
Oh, about the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah. You got... it's like Voldemort. You got Vladimir and Volodymyr. Okay. There's no difference there.
You got William and Willie.
Yeah. And Putin held sham elections. They may be sham, but they were elections. This guy, Zelensky, he's canceled all elections during wartime. He's canceled the elections. He's gotten rid of the religious people that he doesn't like. The monks of certain sects and churches, he's gotten rid of them. He's gotten rid of the press that he doesn't like. He's gotten rid of the TV stations and radio stations he doesn't like that are not kissing his butt. You know, it's insane. He's a little tin-horn dictator, and he's over. And Biden was sucking up to him at the damn Normandy invasion get-together last week. It was crazy to watch it. Nuts. It's unbelievable. Yeah, according to a recent survey, the Gen Z kids are worried about the 3 M's, Philo. Mortgages, marriage, and mating.
And they should.
Yeah.
You know what? Young males are having fewer and fewer relationships than ever because they don't want to be put in the position of being accused of something they've ever done.
Yeah, and plus there's porno, and it's just all gone haywire, and dating ain't what it used to be.
No, because you can't trust anybody.
No, yeah, it reminds me of in that police movie with Frank Drebin, where they said we practice safe sex, and they're both dressed to head to toe in these condoms.
Yep.
Was it Elvis Presley's wife and Leslie Nielsen? Yeah. So, anyways, and that dummy Wade. We were going to put in a clip, but we didn't have enough time. This guy, he walked out of an interview. He's Fannie Willis's boyfriend. Remember, a man is not a plan, she said.
What?
And this guy was so stupid. He billed the White House for consultations or something, and it showed up in the billing. So that whole case is on hold because they threatened to go after Trump. Oh, and these EV stations. You know how we told you last week or something that out of $6 or $7 billion, they only built 4 or 5 or 8 charging stations, Philo?
Yep.
Well, it turns out that in order to get the contract to build an EV station, you have to hold community outreach, right? You have to have a block party in the neighborhood with sports and cultural events, including for non-English speakers. Okay. You have to have more equity requirements. There's a whole list of them. You can see them on the net. I didn't have time to copy it all down. It's just crazy, man. One guy who put in a bid to do a charging station, an electrician, he was quoted anonymously as, "It's all a mess." Well, that's what they're calling Joe Biden, the meander-in-chief.
Well, I can see that.
Yeah. He wandered away in Hollywood. Did you? He froze in Hollywood. Did you see that one?
Nope, I didn't. I don't watch any of that anymore.
It just happened over the weekend, right? He was at this event. He had a Q&A thing, a sit down with Jimmy Kimmel, right? And he raised something like $30 million from the actors. I wonder if his old buddy John Wilkes Booth was there. But anyways, he gave a little speech at the end, and he's standing at the microphone, right, Philo?
Yeah.
And the whole crowd is clapping. It's a big crowd, so it must have been thunderous applause, in a big hall like that. You know how it is. The acoustics are really good, right?
Or really bad.
Yeah.
Either way, yeah.
Yeah. Either way, you're going to hear it. It's going to be loud. And so he freezes, like Mitch McTurtle did. He just freezes, like with the deer in the headlights thing. And he's sitting there. And the crowd's clapping, and he's just sitting there. His hands are pointed down like this, and he's just standing there staring off into space. And finally, Obama comes over from stage right or stage left. Obama comes over and grabs him by the friggin' coat sleeve and tugs on him, and then escorts him off stage, Philo.
Yep, that's right.
I'm all like, wow, he did it again, man. He did it again.
By the way, I have an interesting factoid for you. Do you know how old Bob Dole was when he ran for president?
Bob Dole doesn't run for president. Bob Dole is a president.
Everybody said he was too old.
Yeah.
He was 73.
Holy moly.
These two we have now are way past that. At 77 and 80.
Yeah.
So don't tell me these two guys shouldn't be checked out.
Yeah. Well, but look at Bernie. Bernie's 81.
Yeah, but he proved himself.
Yeah. Well, so does Trumpster. He gets up and I watched the thing over the weekend. The best ones are the ones with the Q&A. because everything else is just a rally, you know.
Yep.
But when he agrees to answer questions, that's the best thing. He did that for that Turning Point thing in Michigan, where the kids, these were all younger people, they asked him specific questions about specific policies and what he was going to do specifically to make things better, and he was right on point, you know. It was just, you know, it's just the difference is like night and day. And and then Joe Biden said that during the interview, he said that Trump was a danger because he might have a chance to put 2 more people on the Supreme Court, and he's already put 2 people on the court as it is now. What's wrong with that statement, Philo?
I don't even know what the count is. He's put more than 2, hasn't he?
He had 3.
I thought so, yeah.
Yeah. Trump put 3 people on the Supreme Court. And it was, one of them was because Ruth Bader Ginsburg was too stubborn to leave when Obama was president, remember?
Yep.
Yeah, they asked her, they said, well, shouldn't you resign? I mean, you're like 90 years old. You've had cancer and all these other health problems. Shouldn't you think about maybe hanging it up? And she's all like, F you.
Yeah, well.
Yipper. Oh, and then we got another gimme grunt, Philo. A guy from El Salvador. He had warrants for murder in El Salvador, okay? So that means if they had done a check on him at the border when he crossed, right, they would have found out that he had a warrant in El Salvador for murdering a woman. But they didn't. They just waved him in 2023. And he's got 4 names, like Manuel Lopez Rodriguez, Juan Valdez.
Armando Alejandro Estrada.
Yeah. Yeah, I get compliments on the hyphens.
Telemundo.
Yeah, sure you would. Yeah, so anyways, he came up here. He killed a woman in Maryland, a mother of 5 kids, last summer in Maryland, Philo, right?
Yep.
Raped and killed her. So that means they got DNA off her body, okay?
That's right.
And so then he went to Los Angeles, where he broke into an occupied house and assaulted a woman and her daughter inside that house. And he left DNA there. So they said, okay, man, we got to get this guy. We've got his DNA match for these 2 crimes. Well, they finally grabbed him last week in Oklahoma, of all places, Philo.
My goodness.
Yeah, they just travel freely. I mean, you call up immigration or the State Department or whatever, and I guess they just give you a bus ticket or whatever, maybe even a plane ticket to wherever you want to go. It's nuts. And what was he doing in Oklahoma? Yeah, and now they're saying they have new protocols for granting asylum to people, right, Philo? If the person is trembling, you can grant them asylum because they might be scared. It's nuts. It's crazy. And I heard this morning, I'm not sure if this is true or not, but it wouldn't surprise me, because we have to scrub the voter rolls in all these different states, that Pennsylvania has 11,000 non-citizens on the voter rolls, Philo. And the INS people, the INS agents, the Border Patrol or whatever, they have 1 agent for every 7,000 cases as it is now. 1 agent, 7,000 cases.
Oh, that ain't so bad.
Oh, is that our buddy Klaus Schwab?
Probably.
It was. It was the Great Reset. There we are.
like to give him a reset right off the planet.
Yeah, and him and his friends like Biden and all these Davos people.
And Bill Gates.
Yeah, Bill Gates was there too, yeah. And, you know how last week we were going on about these stupid, yeah, there he is.
Here's our guy. Yay.
The food belongs to us.
Yes, it does.
Last week we were going on about this full body. They're scaring people with this full body deodorant stuff, especially women.
Oh, I don't get. It's amazing, but you see, for some funny reason, women will fall for this way more than guys.
Oh yeah, it's nuts, man. And so, anyways, yeah, they have these stupid commercials. They're just like, I've been using deodorant for 50 years. And it's like, and I noticed this smell. It's like, what the hell? You know, this is baloney, man. It's baloney. And they're doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing with pharmaceuticals, Philo.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's crazy. Every friggin' commercial now, every other commercial, I should say, or more than, anyways, is for pharmaceutical drugs. And you listen to the side effects, and the side effects are worse than half of the friggin' cures.
Yeah, you got a big list of side effects that could take up half an hour.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, the commercial lasts for 30 seconds. Yeah, you know, and in 15 seconds is all the side effects.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And in a low, mumbly voice too. Yeah, and the other one that kills me is, I won't mention the name, but it sounds like steelstash.com.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, what a great way to get rid of hot items, man. It's like a fence. It's like a fence website.
Yep.
Yeah, and the shipping's always free. I got this mixer. I got this industrial grade mixer for $10 on steelstash.com. It's like, what the hell? It's nuts. It's nuts. And what do they do? How does the deodorant work, Philo? Do you remember?
I don't know how it works, but I know it works where it works, because they're very explicit about where to put it. Yeah. Yeah. Very explicit for daytime TV. It kills me. Yes, underarm, under boob, thigh crease, butt crack, feet. It's like, oh, for gosh sakes, lady, I don't want to know this.
Yeah,
if you stank that bad, stay home.
Well, from what I understand, the only way to make a deodorant work is by using like aluminum silicate or whatever it is, and the aluminum whatever, these silicate or whatever it is, it clogs up your pores. It prevents you from sweating. That's an antiperspirant, right?
Right.
The deodorant, God only knows what's in that, and that's got to be antimicrobials. Mm-hmm. So an antiperspirant has pore clogging crap. There's skin pore cloggers, and the deodorant has antimicrobials. So I'm sure that a lifetime of that must be really good for your body's largest organ, your skin.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, what could go wrong with that, Philo?
Oh, I don't see a problem at all.
Oh, it's got to be good for you.
I see a problem with that woman that advertised it, though.
Yeah. Well, one of the good things that Teddy Kennedy did as a senator was he had that stuff banned, remember? In the soaps, because they proved it caused testicular cancer and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was antimicrobial soaps, both bar soap and liquid soap. Remember, we had some at the old studio, and I said you ought to hang on to this because they banned it.
Oh, I don't remember that. No.
Huh. Anyways, yeah, I see this. I see that basketball player, Charity Clark, got slammed again.
What happened to her?
The WNBA. they fouled her. They just slam into her.
Oh, Caitlin Clark.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
I don't know, Caitlin, Charity, whatever. She got slammed again, and I guess at the WNBA, the straight white females are like a minority, and fair game, especially if the ref's not looking. It's crazy. And speaking of women, that woman who turned into a man we told you about, that killed. She shot and killed 3 9-year-old kids and 3 staffers at the Covenant Daycare Center. Well, today the reporter for the Tennessee Star is going to court, not for printing information that he got lawfully as a reporter, and he just summarized what had happened, and the judge has got a Woody for him. You know what the judge's name is, Philo?
What's that?
Lashia Miles.
By the way, her name is Caitlin Clark, and the other girl's name is Angela Reese, and they're being used in a race war in the WNBA. And I can tell you this. This is how stupid the WNBA is. Now, if you're playing football, right? And somebody runs into your quarterback and roughs your quarterback up, what's going to happen to the people that rough your quarterback up?
They get thrown out.
No, the offensive linemen are going to pummel you. In ice hockey, somebody runs your goaltender, you're going to have defensemen pummeling you. Do you think anybody's standing up for this poor girl? Oh no, we can't do that.
No.
That's what would happen in a guy sport.
No payback for straight white females.
No, and I watched it. Even my son's hockey teams. You don't go running into the goaltender. You know, you want to fight, you got it fast. You don't do that.
Yeah. So, anyways, this transgender girl, I guess the judge is angry in Tennessee because the reporter has been mentioning the role that Vanderbilt Hospital took in this, and how they failed in their duty to warn. And it seems like, from what I understand, this girl who turned into a guy had been on a number of SSRIs, Philo, along with the hormones. So they're pumping a woman full of testosterone plus a bunch of antidepressants.
Oh, what a great combination that is.
Yeah, what a great combo that is.
Breakfast of Champions.
She had been undergoing psychiatric counseling for 22 years, and she was 6 years old, Philo.
Oh, great. What to do for your kid, huh?
Yeah. And so the people at Vanderbilt had a duty to warn, and they didn't warn anyone. And on March 27th of 2023, she went into the Covenant Daycare Center, a religious school, elementary school, with a high-powered rifle and shot 3 small children, 3 9-year-olds. Could you imagine that? Just shooting 3 9-year-old kids.
Yeah. Well, what can you say? When you're nuts, you're nuts.
Yeah. And then she shot 3 staffers. Well, it was a combination of being nuts or being driven nuts, right?
Exactly.
It's crazy, man. So anyways, the reporter's name is Michael Patrick Leahy, and he was the one who got the documents. And this TV station in Nashville, I think, WSNY, an NBC affiliate, had sicked the judge on the newspaper because they didn't like it, because he was exposing the manifesto of this transgender whatever, tranny. So now the judge is working for a TV station. It's nuts, man. It's nuts. Yeah, and it looks like if they do, if these boneheads over in Geneva actually confiscate Putin's U.S. bonds, that means that our bonds in circulation are going to be worthless, and it could crash the economy. Are these guys crazy enough to crash the economy on the way out just to say they could help to help the Ukraine? I think so. I think they're that crazy and stupid.
Yep, no doubt.
And Putin could sue Euroclear and then take the European assets in courts, too, according to rickertswarroom.com. You can go to that place. It's Rickerts, RICKERTS, warroom.com. And did you know that there's 40 million acres of farmland in this country, Philo, that are foreign-owned?
I'm not surprised. Bill Gates has got a whole bunch of it.
Yeah, and the majority of that is out west, where the land also comes with water rights and irrigation rights. So this stuff's got to stop too. And you know, here's the thing. It's like when Philo and I were kids, the average guy could go to work, his wife could stay home and raise the kids, and do all this and send them to college if they saved their money. You'd send them to if they weren't drunk or a gambler or whatever. They could send them to college on one person's salary, okay? And then that all went away with supposedly women's liberation. It wasn't women's liberation. That was all a head fake. That was a psych out, man. Now, you don't want to be dependent on a man. It's like, no, but we don't want to have two people working and paying for like at the board meeting. Remember Brian was saying that was mentioning all these people he knows who are spending insane amounts on daycare.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, it's like one parent is practically working. Their whole salary goes to daycare. So it's nuts. So the same thing with family farms. When we were kids, a family farm that had like even 30 to 50 head of cows, either dairy cows or beef cows, they could get by. They could buy a new car every 4 or 5 years. You know, you could have a living off being a farmer. And then when did that change? That changed in the 70s too. Mostly with Nixon, with Earl Butz, the Secretary of Agriculture. Remember him?
Vaguely, yeah.
Get big or get out?
Yep.
Yeah, that puke. It's crazy, man. No more family farms or small farms. They used to buy new cars, send the kids to college, and, America for Americans. And America first, man. That's all Trump is saying. We're going to make America great again. We want Americans first. And if it means laying off half of the government, getting rid of the Department of Agriculture, getting rid of the Department of Education, getting rid of the EPA. The EPA, I have watched them go from being an environmental agency when they started out to becoming now they just protecting big business. Now we have algae blooms in the Gulf of Mexico. We have algae blooms in Lake Champlain. We have algae blooms in the Great Lakes. Where's the EPA? Where's the USDA? They're not doing squat. And then you got people like Fauci there too. All those guys do, is sit back and suck a paycheck up. And then if they do develop a drug or whatever, they get part of the patent rights and make even more money off it. It's insane. And speaking of which, do you know what the mission statement of the Pentagon is? The Pantagon is, Philo?
I don't know. What is it?
The mission statement of the Pentagon is to deter war and protect the national interests.
Well, you know what that really means, don't you? What it really means is kill people and blow up things.
Yeah, forever in places that don't even want us or need us, to deter war and protect national interests. Yeah, right. And yet they managed to squeak in that National Defense Authorization Act that's gonna mandate that women register for the draft, Philo.
Oh, that'll be nice for them.
For the selective service. Yeah, great. Just what we need. The all-volunteer army might not be all volunteer anymore. Oh, these are the people dropping dead, dying suddenly. From what? I don't know, but there might be a connection to the to what we saw earlier on the screen. Look, there's another one. Boom. There's cameras everywhere, so they've been catching all kinds of people just dropping dead. And they all get the death grip and the death face. Especially younger people. That's the weird part. When young people start dropping dead, there's something seriously wrong. And I won't mention the correlation because, as they keep telling us, correlation is not causation. Yeah, here's another one.
Only if it serves your purpose.
Yeah, really.
It's kind of like this. Some guy was telling me, I hear it all the time from all of these evangelical people. Well, such and such is a false prophet. I said, you know what a false prophet is? It's somebody that doesn't agree with you.
Yeah.
That's what a false prophet is. It
Exactly.
doesn't agree with me. It's a false prophet. That's like...
Yeah, profit. Profit.
Exactly.
There's another one. Watch this bus driver in Turkey. Bang. Yeah, he's gone. Somebody grab the wheel. Grab that wheel, man. There's another one.
Hit the brake. Don't hit the gas.
Yeah. There's another one. And another one. And another one's gone. And another one's gone. It's crazy, man. But you know, somehow, for some reason, you won't see this on the nightly news. And Fauci's going to go home and get his big pension. Wow. Bang, bang, bang. This is nuts. Yeah, look at that. The devil's coming for you, buddy.
Yep.
Bang. Anyways. Yeah, the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, and China, they're going to soon use their own currency. And they're ditching the dollar, beginning with the Saudis. The Saudis, ever since the Bretton Woods Agreement in 1948 or something, it was right after World War II, everybody agreed to use the petrodollar, where all global trading and energy and everything else would be done in dollars. Well, because Joe Biden has been printing so many dollars, and the Fed they've run up this bill off the charts. Now it's completely out the friggin' window. It's just gone. So now they're going to come up with their own currency, man. It's crazy. Yeah, the Supreme Court just shot down the bump stock law because it wasn't a law. It didn't go through Congress. So we're getting more rights. Oh, and speaking of which, I keep forgetting to mention this, Philo. You know who was playing with Ted Nugent I saw last night in a music video?
Who's that?
Carmen Appice.
Oh, yeah, Carmen.
Yeah. It was Carmen Appice, Ted Nugent, and Doug Pinnick.
Oh, Doug Pinnick from King's X.
I think so, yeah.
King's X, that band from started in Missouri and ended up in Texas. I covered one of their songs, you know.
He's a black gay guy, right?
He's black. No, I don't know about gay, but he's black and he plays left-handed.
Yeah, okay.
That's Doug Pinnick, yeah.
Because Nugent was saying, yeah, they keep calling me a redneck and a bigot. He's there. I'm so bigoted. My bass player happens to be a gay black guy.
Okay, Steve. Last but not least.
Oh man. Last but not least. Oh my God. Juneteenth. Last but not least. Well, I'll have to go over this next week, I guess. In the Epic Times, you can go in. They're closing up the internet. This is from last week's paper. Very quickly, we'll show that on the small cam. Thanks, Philo. They're closing up the internet. They're clamping down on searches for stuff that they don't think we should see. And it's getting out of hand, and it's only going to get worse. Well, once again, you wasted a perfectly good hour of your life watching this stupid show. So hopefully, we'll see you again next week. Inshallah, as the Hebrews say, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. So until then, get down on your knees in the men-only mosque. Sniff the bum of the guy and the man dressed in front of you. Head east and worship the meteorite in Mecca and go, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Woo!
And of course, happy Deus Magnus Est to everyone.
Uh-oh, there he goes. Hey, somebody go grab him, quick. Go get him. He's talking to dead people again.
I love how they all kind of don't know what to do every time Biden kind of wanders off. It's like, are you going to get him?
No.
Would we stand for sovereignty, freedom, and against tyranny?
He's a dictator.
Yes, we will. We will say it again. Yes, again and
He's
again.
as bad
and again.
as Putin.
We're going to stand with Ukraine.
Thank you,
So
and
are
thanks
you.
to every American heart that does not betray freedom and supports
Freedom?
us.
Ukraine shaken.
You canceled the election.
Biden is wasting time,
You
energy,
jailed
and
your
resources
opponent.
on Ukraine. We're
You
seeing
killed
real
the
threats
news.
to our national security right here in our own hemisphere. A fleet of Russian warships right now are parked off the coast of Cuba. They're getting ready to hold military drills in the Caribbean.
Guilty, 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 guilty.
The ship's battle cry was heard by the media, and they went to work doing what they do best.
Apparently, the former president made reference to Hannibal Lecter and said, nice guy, quote, he even had a friend over for dinner. So we've seen Trump out on the campaign trail praising Hannibal Lecter. Apparently he did it again this morning. Not sure.
It was a movie. It's a joke.
We weren't inside the room.
Me. You want to know a secret? I'm not nice. I seen things you people wouldn't believe. I took down Corn Pop with a rusty chain off the shoulder of Orion. I had an uncle eaten by cannibals near the Tannhauser Gate. All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in the rain. Time to die.
Oh my God. Around the field in Italy.
People with a cervix isn't trans-friendly enough.
I would just say to our viewers, strap in for this one. Top cancer charity. No, not strap on. Top cancer charity apologises for using the word cervix instead of trans-friendly front hole. Come on! At least say traditional entrance or something. I mean, this is, by the way, I should
Front hole is where you put a VHS.
This is.
There's no one else pointing.
Oh yeah. Great big blind white beside me. Great big pool in my backyard. Another great big pool beside me. Sunday is funny that matters. Hear what I say. It's funny that matters. In the USA. It's money that matters. Now you know that it's true. It's money that matters. Whatever you do.
This is not getting us anywhere. Let's just wrap this up.